find the probability of choosing one red ball and one green ball. So the probability of choosing red and green. So probability that I choose a red ball is 4 out of 10. And the probability that I choose a green ball is 1 out of 9, because there are only 9 balls left. So that gives me 4 over 90. Now, that's not quite the final answer, because I could also have the probability of getting green and then red. So I've got to consider the two different options. This time round, I get a probability of 1 over 10 times by 4 over 9, which is again another 4 over 90, and then all means add. So I need to add those together, which gives me a total probability of 8 over 90 of getting one red and one green. Part B, find the probability of that the two balls chosen will not be the same colour. Two ways of doing this. I can either consider all of the options where that is the case, or I can consider the options where it isn't and take that away from 1. If I was to look at combinations where the two balls are not the same colour, I'd have to think about red and yellow, yellow and red, red and green, green and red, yellow and green and yellow. So I've got 6 combinations to consider. That's not a problem, and I can go through it that way, but it would be quicker to consider the scenarios that don't get counted here. So the only scenarios I'm ignoring are red and red, yellow and yellow, green and green. Now, given that there's only one green ball, this scenario can't happen. So all I need to do is work out these two probabilities and take them away from 1. So the probability of red and red, or the probability of yellow and yellow, and then take that away from 1. Probability of red and red is 4 over 10 times by 3 over 9. And then the probability of yellow and yellow is 5 over 10 times by 4 over 9. So I end up with 12 over 90 plus 20 over 90. So that means there are 32 over 90 scenarios that I don't want to consider. So if I do 1 minus 32 over 90, I end up with 58 over 90 is the probability that I pick two that aren't the same colour.